interviewing the author of the 7 Cuts of Wood, a Spin Block Project, Mr. Barry Sankey, my father. Mr. Sankey, how you doing today, sir?
What's up,
Good.
All right, man.
All right, so we'll just be going through a list of questions just to ask so the viewers will actually get a chance to know you, kind of a picture of your background, the reason why you wrote your book, some of your motivations, some of the things that you stand prideful on, some of the things that you hold true to yourself. Mm-hmm. The first question is, how did you begin writing? Did you intend to become an author, or did you have a specific reason or reasons for writing this book?
I had specific reasons for writing the book over time. When I was growing up, I had a knack for writing. I could write because I think so much about certain things, and certain things I write down. So I was always thought of as a troubled person because I don't think like on the norm. I go against the grain. I'm unstable in a sense, but I have my own reason for that, I guess, because that's the way I'm wired. It's kind of like the writing process came really my senior year in high school, as I indicated in the book, in the back of the book, when I talk about I can't think of her name now. Wow. Well, it came because she was very not lenient, but thoughtful when it came down to some of the trouble I might get in. She would let me not just stay on the street and stay in trouble and stuff. She brought me into her class. It was an English class. Her name was Mrs. Billings.
High school teacher?
High school teacher, Miss Billings. And it was a type 2 writing class. And she used to get more of a kick out of what I was writing, because what everybody else was writing, she'd say, "Why'd you think of this?" Or because I use everything to make something out of something.
So coming to our next question, how did you become involved with the theme of your book? And like I said, I think you might have even touched on this in your first statement, but just to reiterate, how did you become involved with the theme of your book?
Theme of my book, I'm connected to, everybody's connected to more than they perceive. Growing up in a spiritual family, a lot of times we live outside our bodies instead of inside. The power of every human being comes from within. So when I wrote the book, I wanted to consider the source, which is God, because He created nature and world, and we're in it. And a lot of times, to correct ourselves, we look at people who are making the same mistakes we are. We say He's God. We say He's the creator. He does everything right. So sometimes we have to look in other areas for that right perspective. So the book was by me, like I mentioned, horticulture and working at the zoo. Spent a lot of time, and then basically the beginning of the book, my father being a minister, I think in the book I mentioned how we lived in the city of Chicago, and he was a assistant minister at a big congregation in the city. And it was a need for people out in the country area. When we went out there, that was a completely different thing for me to grow up with. When you're a kid, you used to playing around concrete and, this, that, and the other. But now, at a young age, I'm thrown out there. So, the environments that we come in shape us. So the book was shaped off of the variety of how we don't look at everything that is available to us. Sometimes we think we don't know anything because we base what we think we know on what other people tell us. I learned from watching the trees, the animals, all this other stuff was so very important to to answer my own questions. Why do we get mad and we don't see animals? You know, they get along, people don't. Trees, they stand tall, but you don't see the roots. So there again, there's people. We see people, we say, man, I want to be like him, or I think that person is great. We don't know what's in that person. He's not going to tell us everything. And what we should be considering is, in ourselves, when we were born, we all came with a blueprint, just like this computer, the computer. You buy a computer until you start downloading things into it. But how it's wired, whatever is how it's set up, and that's how we come. Each one of us have an internal system of nature that's set up. And then as we start feeding in the information and all that stuff starts coming, that's how you start developing. But you have to become aware of it. You can be completely, somebody can convince you of one thing and you believe it so hard that that's the only thing you believe. And until you open your mind and say, or see something else as a source, it take a while. It may even take 2 years. Somebody can present something to you, and then it'll slowly mature over time. It'll come to you. That's why I wrote the book on that acronym, because a well-planted seed. How deep does the seed go? If a seed, I got my Bible right here. If a seed doesn't go that deep.
Okay, Ms. Sankey. Next question. Where did your love of books, storytelling, reading, writing, etc. come from?
One, my father's oldest brother, and a lot of the mentors that I had that were much older than myself growing up. Mr. Benny Humphreys, we call him Top. I used to bring him around you guys, and you thought he was your uncle because I used to always go by his house so much. But my father's oldest brother, he's like 96 right now, and it's incredible not to be able to learn something from him, because he's a storyteller. He's the storyteller of the family. And I think I got that gift because I can remember things back, just like they were, and recall. And the books, my father, I think, what's told about most black people, they say, well, if you want to scare a black person, show them a book. They don't want to read. I had that for a while, but it didn't last because my father engulfed himself in books. He was a self-educated person. He went to, just like myself, I'll take a class here or do this or do that, but it's not to lose myself. It's only to cultivate myself or to take on something that's going to add to what I already have. So the love of books came from my father as strengths. And I think that's where my love for books came from. Those who were doers and readers. Everybody has something that you can gain from. I don't know exact page in my book, but there's a quote that says, you can't make every mistake in the world, so you have to learn from other people's mistakes. So if you don't pay attention, it depends on what you pay attention to. Like I said earlier, I pay attention to things or have put interest in things that most people only day to day, they never consider. But there's a strength there. Why? Because it still exists. So it depends, that's how I am about books, what I get out of the book. I can tell you right now, our people, I heard some statement where there's a shirt now. You got a nice shirt on there, Malcolm and Mandela. And you got a shirt out today where it says, I'm not my grandparents. What in the world? What, for somebody to say that tells me that they're not paying attention. They don't even realize how they got where they are. They got where they are and able to even to afford to be able to say something like that based on their grandparents. You know, so myself, I love old people. When I was young, the ones that taught me or showed me the most, because my peers knew what I knew, which wasn't that much. It was like we were like brand new computers, not much going in our head, nobody feed. So if you only think about, you only getting fed so much, or you never listen to old people. That's what's wrong with today. The chaos. The world should be a lot better place. And then you say, well, some people say, well, nobody's doing anything. Well, the old people have done it. And just because you don't see or hear them, don't mean that they don't know. You just haven't approached that well. See, you still with a little bit of water. You need to go to where you can get a full drink. You can't get a full drink from somebody who only has a little bit in them. You got to go to somebody who's acquired some years, some time, put some time in. But you say, oh, he's boring. Oh, he's old. People say I'm old. I don't think I'm old. I'm the new 60, 6.0. Because when you reverse everything, see, this is when you get out of the element of the so-called structure. When you're young, you got energy to burn, and you don't know what to do with it. As you get older, you acquire wisdom, and you require time. It's not enough time when you're young. You're burning it up. You acquire time over wisdom because now you know what to do with it. I'm an older man. Should I still be chasing young women and partying? No, because I put more in my head and know better. You know? For the men that think they revolutionary or they this or they that, why aren't you in shape? If the sun was to break out today, your wife would have to help you up out of the chair. Because you're not ready. Preparation. Life is preparation. What are you preparing for? As soon as you get out of school, some people get out of school, they say, man, as soon as I get out of school, I can do what I want to do. What do you do with it? Absolutely nothing. Why? Because as you go up the plane, you want that easy road. And so you say, well, I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that. And as you go up, at the same time, if you looked at a stock thing, you're depreciating. Why? Because what's very important is you. You're not putting no time into your head, your body, your intake. You think you're going up. Oh, you gotta respect me. I'm old. I'm getting old. People look at you. I look at people and say, man, you really take good care. If you care about life, then you would cherish it. Now, how did I get that understanding? Mr. Benny is 90. He's 93. Uncle Toad, 93. Uncle James, 95. Because my grandmother, 96. Young people don't realize. I've watched them. And I've learned. Because when I was young, I saw what they were doing. My uncle right now, he can tell you. I told him what a doctor told me. He said, who told you that? Why? He was in the war. He was in World War II. He was in Japan. People were dying all around him. He had to figure out, and he was black. Now, you know this. Now, it wasn't easy for a black man in the war, in the Second World War. But that man, his strength, the quality of what you get out of his conversation, that's a tall drink for a thirsty man. If you really want to know how to get ahead, go get a full drink. Quit getting these Dixie cups.
Next question is, what kind of writing do you do?
That would be hard to say. Because I believe in, I don't like talking straightforward. I mean, not that I can. But Jesus used to talk in parables. Why? Because he was interested in who was interested. See, you can tell people that's the purpose. That's why I didn't have too much to do with school. It's all general. So what if somebody who can't read something general and get some? Oh yeah, you know he's this, he's that, he's really smart. You know, some of the smartest people that when I was in grade school, seventh grade, I think Mr. Frazier stopped it, but in 7th grade they had me in Group D. Now, Group D wasn't really, kids used to tell us, oh, that's just a bunch of dummies in that room. More the people in Group A, where are they today? Group B. See, that's a fictitious way of growing up. People encourage you, just do this, just do that. It takes more than just that. Sometimes it takes you to get out of what people are telling you, and what are you telling yourself? You're the one in the end that's going to have to do whatever it is you're going to have to do. You're the one that's going to have to endure or whatever. See your own interests to establish what you want to do in life. You know, so now I write, and when I write, and I was working on something as came up. And like I say, parables, poems. A lot of times people talk to me and they say, man, what did you just say? Because I'm not going to tell it to you straight. You know how I talk on the town? I'm from the street, where a guy might say something that looks like or sounds like nothing, but you have to have an understanding.